Ebusia for me mama kwa baba aware anamotu dwumedie. Enne dwumedie ye love edition Valentine's Day. Love edition of aware anamotu dwumedie. Live TV ene busia woni guso a wo hwe me ma akwa ba dwumedie. Enne nsema ye be pensem ye be di ho nkomo. Eye aware marriage. Amamre ana legal law ye beka say accountability asudi da yeso ana say ye bebu hu akunta na faith gidie a ye wo agware mu love edition musonfo Ivy Ampa Miss Ampa na me bedi dwuma ho chia me ka wo say live TV your social media handles. Opese woni adi nkomo asemi a kire wadwen ewo sempinifo wodi brempinifo ne akirichiri mana ye pensempensem mana wodi tudwa na amanfo so yesua de boye bra ewo live TV GH, Facebook live TV GH, TikTok live TV GH, YouTube obusua yenkoso ni di nkomo Valentine's Day edition ewo aware anamonto dwumedi ka wo se edwumakuo bi aso yasene na me bebo ho dehuru na wetimi aso mu na wanum obi se eya adeto se ye dwedie oni omo adinsa woso na edwumakuo bi di se Natford University school ponkese Natford University efre ankro companies partnership and now say obi biara students obi bia ne niji banbo dwumedie hu banbo sukupon banbo nimdie Natford University to nsafro say wahase ana worebehase wo program bia de biara da amanfo ndam edwumedie ne hu surunkwa nimdie a obenya nti broni beka say popular request to nsafre sebra benye nimdie ewo Natford University omu security intelligence courses ya omu beye na course no make out say online memory de bia online memory de bia fiti anopa non kunu kopim dumie 3 pm anopa non kunu 9 kopim 3 pm ewia na Natford University says se woni omudi nsa wosuo ya abodin krata weibi na ubenya executive certificate in security intelligence and forensic studies, executive advanced certificate in security intelligence and forensic studies. Osa was specialized courses woni omusuma ubenya abodin krata wo executive professional certificate in forensic graphology, fingerprint and biometric studies. No asanya executive professional certificate in cyber crime and fraud investigations. School fees near 2,500 Ghana cedis per. 2,500 Ghana cedis per. Starting February 28th, a copy May 2nd, year way more 2026. A share school na say every Saturdays. Saturday bia no pa 9 kopim 3 pm na best start 28 February we na ye May 2nd na opening die and na open nsem ebisa utimi fra won amatrufu isu wo 0249 450 772 and now it says 0268 287 823 na admission fee 100 Ghana cedis fresa number sie didisi na anyone di insa woso sa na make how say perfume de enye se wo ya na akoto bibia na je gu hu perfume bi o ha ye friend tunale ebi susu ye friend asimesifo de na me kanfo fisa na Fisa perfumes and more. Fisa perfume no. Ya broche di ni bia ye papa ni bi krojin perfume no wodi gu atade bia so a enjenka entunhwa ebema wo ho ayehwehwenhwam ye wo anrapa de ye wo wiade ye wo nwumre de a ye bi frɛ ne love blues wodi gu ho a hwehwenhwam enyenka boni bia na sade begyaw na meka cho se etimigi atade bia na eye soft on the body enti bomodien na tunsa na friend won nse ahomatrufu iso ewo 055 314 0738 isa susibium 055 314 0738 and now say 020 775 7062 020 7757062 omu media handles here Fisa_GH kopepe na hu enye hwam pa saso na make how say cocoa tea bia bejaso cocoa powder bia bejaso emu ye de esikire nim wa mumpe esikire bebre woni mamu no sa cocoa powder na make am for amount love tree unsweetened cocoa powder love free unsweetened cocoa powder eye de wo pebia to a wo betimi afrom wo betimi atunu kese ana inkitu mpo a wo betimi afrom ahomatrufu iso 0277 550040 ewo Accra Kumasi so wo betimi afre no 054 087 9412 ana Takra di 059 74 35 400 sa love tree unsweetened cocoa powder wutimi ye no nsuo hie wutimi ye no nsuo nwunu nsuo de ni nemu no wutimi no ma aboto yem enkenkampo ehye fridge mu no na adwuku adwudwo akoma adwudwo bososo bomodin na frɛ wo ahomatrufu ya mabobosu yi na kwaje wodie love tree cocoa powder love tree unsweetened cocoa powder o se eye de keke ebusia me mama kwa babiumba aware na motuo dwumedie the Valentine's Day edition odo manti ana odo busumi ni yewomi enne asema edapro sa ye be chiche ho ye be pensem eye marriage love faith and accountability ye ka marriage aware odo aware amamre a ewo aware ho gidi a ye wo aware mu ena nkuntebu a ye bebu enwumre misaka Apostle BM Gibson from Christian Integrity Family yenene na ebechichi nkomoyi na make say social media handles Live TV GH TikTok Live TV GH Facebook ena Live TV GH YouTube me sampa ena mitena bedwuma me no bedi nkomoyi love ejumedi enne aware na motu na me no be edidi nkomoyi Apostle Gibson
Mama
Kaba
Mesa ibi
yedi odo
nti
ye ko ware ana ya ware ena ya ye be ware
ya ware ye sanso akoware na friends say
ya ye pe say
ya team dada
say God is a God, he do undo and redo nti ye be ware ya ware ye be san asa ware
no correct
happy Valentine's Day
many ya Jesus say many happy returns
you think say same to you
same to you okay
Apostle ene koma ye be di ana ye be twetwen eye aware eye faith amamre wo ho na nkuntebu a yese ebibu na me bisem bisa aware no mpacho eye da me partner ye hia ye de akọ amamrem yakọ sensan ana de ye no wo fie no ye de ebusia ko ho ebusia na yaye nti eni ese wo mu different se wo ye no wo fie na akoye wo court a efie di negu ana so se wo ye no wo fie na wankoye court a efie su edi ejina aware no mpacho mu di ahi ena eye ewo mrem Any faith, ye GDA. Any the legal connections. Amamre.
Okay. Okay. You Miss Ivy. Me that's bebre. Me mfa akwanya we so fenchia wahwefo and we tie and then so yeah Valentine's Day edition of Aware Anamon too. Enti ye kan sa and some way e dey ahye omomo be ware enkran omomo ware ye nso enche ye enkran omomo nso aware ache amuti omaware ho ye kan so ahye mun kran in fact and omo nso omaware brebinti omunyankom be divorce no ye kan we nyina ahye mun kran nti ende se eye urade adum na oni ukunu ana ho kafo dofo bi se ye fanse mwentimi anko out na modi mu valentine e ofia onfa program yi monfa enye adwenkyerɛkyerɛ monfa endi mu honkomo ame mebania wo kan na so you know I'm say Ghana hanum no ye wo 4 types of marriages ewa hanum na dodo na I'm say ya dodo na adwene akwa 2 which is the ordinance 1 under cap 127 and customary law that's a fee aware okay yeah kasa say yes also emma yet as you say your Mohammedan law and so Mohammedan marriage and eboa yenuanom Muslimi for emma mututimi ehye omo aware enti so we hwa Muslimi mu bema betimi ahwe emma miensa enan a otimi ware omo nyina or they compare the ordinance marriage na enkoye or the ba customary marriage in so ayana dodo na so ye beti ase se obetimi aware bi aka oyere ho but enye customary law practitioners na no mo ware mienu so timi eti ase yen ma menom yen nananom dodo na amoware in a customary marriage but amoware ba kope in fact bema epe oba ana bema pemba whether okoware ordinance so wanware ordinance so obetwimpra anti ordinance no ma akwenya se enya bema baako ena oba baako but mami obegiatum obetimase Ghana hanom omo aware saa no baako no baako bema baako no do na akra twempna we chire chain say enka obekọ into customary enti ye be fa saa kwenya we so na ye correct enoma bi ena ye wo the last form of marriage eno no be feel say enimrem but asem to a eno be hu say na e wo mrem by way of cohabiting ofa obi ba na wone nete ne maame ne papa nim say wone nete even though won meye no ho ade wone nete technically waware no your friend impena ware se me nkoye no ho ade na wonkoto obi ka ana wafa ka na etwi na ka na odi konya accident ahwa na be repair
mpacho wa
wo fire no enti ade bia ye bia accountability e wo ho ade bia it seems say I say mbra bi kra mo ho ban no mbra bo ho ban but the mbra na bo ho ban no silence just asama ba o de ma sembi nto na oba na won ne te no ana be ma na won ne te no monkoye mo ho ade na oba na onkoye no ho ade ma sembi nto no na onwu ana onfrim sabe okoshia tribe bia ena obehu say sana why mistake enti ade biara ema yetimi ni oba ne be ma etena ewo man mu emra ewo ho emra wo ho medin kan aka cap 127 the no ordinance the no eno ye English law abrofo ede ena mo de breyen ena ne ya de so na ewo honom that the customary law eno so na ewo honom customary no ho hihye custom bia na ne dia asante for mo de anasa wo de emphasize account for mo de enkran for mo de agbe for mo de notness wo mo de obia ewo ne de and eno so no ho hihye ɛwɔ hɔnom ɛna yɛwɔ Mohammedans deɛ nso ɛwɔ hɔnom ɛna nea yɛfrɛ no sɛ mpenawareɛ cohabitation kame ayɛ sɛ ho mmara no nhyɛ de ni hɔ saa ba de ɛwɔ hɔ papa ɛwɔ hɔ paa nti mama Ivy wei na medi nkan aka sɛ wopɛ sɛ mekɔ ne nyinaa mu na mekyerɛkyerɛ ne nyinaa mu a metimi akɔ hɔnom saa
nya abotema me na mepɛ sɛ yɛngyina awareɛ no so yɛnyinaa na sɛ dodoɔ na yɛkɔware a yɛnim awareɛ no ho nhyehyɛeɛ sɛ mede nneɛma ɔbaa no ho nneɛma bɛba sɛ bɛrima bɛtotɔ ne ho nneɛma sɛ busua bɛgye ne deɛ sɛ yɛbɛfa wedding planner sɛ na engagement ne bɛkɔ sɛ na wei kɔ mepa kyɛ sɛ awareɛ ceremonies ne deɛ yɛnyinaa yɛnim na awareɛ ho law no marriage law no deɛ yɛnim adɛn ne kɔba ne saa na sɛ ne yɛbɛtumi adane nneɛma ama ɛno no ɛdi yɛn kan kyɛn ceremony because ceremony deɛ one day pɛ
yes mami entina medi nkan bobɔ the 4 types of awareɛ ni nyinaa no na meka sɛ nhyehyɛeɛ ɛwɔ ho mmara ɛwɔ ho mami nka no nhyehyɛeɛ na regulations ɛwɔ ho na dodoɔ na no aya de yɛgya nhyehyɛeɛ no ma yawofoɔ nom ɛne yɛn wɔfa nom ɛne yɛn mpanimfoɔ yesusu sɛ ɔmo na ɔmo te nhyehyɛeɛ na sɛ enti ɔmo bɛyɛ aman ɛno nti na da bia even customary kra no okɔ akɔware a wɔsɛ okɔ o papa hɔ okɔ ɔbaa ne papa hɔ ana ɔbaa ne parent hɔ no akɔ akɔgye list ususu sɛ ɔbaa ne parent ɔmo no ɔmo wɔ the ɔmo yɛ the custodians of mmara na ɛwɔ tradition yana customary deɛ ne bɛyɛ no if I wɔbɛkɔ no hɔ no wɔbɛka so ma memfrɛ me ba no ne wɔfa ma memfrɛ wei nti ɔfrɛfrɛ ebinom ka ho nhyehyɛ no nyinaa ɛwɔ hɔ but most of the time ɔmo bɛware no they don't pay attention to that they pay attention to the entertainment aspect and the entertainment aspect no aba bɛyɛ competition aba bɛyɛ competition in fact nansɛ mete sɛ yɛn sɔfo penny bi ɔka sɛ in fact ɔmo asɔre they want to encourage people sɛ ɔmo bɛware sɛ ɔmo yɛ ɛnɔma simple just be a bɛrima nankasa family ni wɔ sika and they can prove say you know I reserve by 100,000 at honum and say bɛrima ɔkwan ma wayɛ you know those entertainment no I mean nimpa dodoɔ na ɛwɔ aware mu yɛware awia yɛbɛfie a ntokwa ne yɛde starting ɛka bɛfie because the amount of money a yɛ spending yɛde ɛware yɛ no most of the time mame meka wei and I'm being careful most of the time aya na mba no ho enche da enim most of the time yɛwɔ ebioma mba no so be contribute but most of the time mba no ho enim bɛrima no beto bibia beto oba no ho bibia ye entertainment bibia abakɔ rent bibia nso mba no na planning mba no planning
and you purchase any to pressure
ma me menjima no enko saa mba no na planning me pese me wedding enim minya 5 bridesmaid me pese me wedding minya 17 bridesmaid me pese me wedding ansana meye you know meye ade bi a friend photo shoot me pese me yes emba no na tap plan because when it comes to those things we are not good because we plan ye dwe or how cry be da so until we are not until most of the time emba no na planning and planning bia so is comparative planning bia obi ye bia no ohwe obi die no they are planning mami obi wedding na oye no 1 year ago costing no 30,000 or 50,000 ketu emu kra na maboyo o ka sa wo be ye no this year cost more than 30,000 and 50,000 no enti o ye comparative analysis na wo hwe say the way a osimesi a wo ya sorry oye no wedding and the way osimesi a ote Mary hanom the way osi ye no wedding ana madam fu we owo medwumom ha the way osi ye no wedding o hwe na so so wo dey planning na sa na eka na abefie enti planning ni nyina eka me say and our reading in aqua sentence aqua center on 1 day and 2 days euphoria and celebration na ebe no enti atade enkrofo mba bedidi enkrofo meba no wedding ene ma me ne wo kra say enkra hanu mo ho otai ya ade a unya support and a wedding so one of the things one of the event untan sheda financial support ubetimi enya physical present support a dom ebetimi aba but you see financially and to say wedding into say marriage into say ye you beke say oh ade ato weni enti me ba beboa enti me ba me bonsawa wedding it's not often like that ye taye wo fia ye ba be chewa ade bia the channel ye ba be chewa blender in chancing or something like that enye sikasem bia eye ne eboa ma aware no etimi gina am not say enti unfortunately the way yes ya publicity on marriage no and no na ama ya adwini e free emrana ewo ho no na atwe ya adwin mom akọ nianka enhyade hia me kasa obi okoye no wedding bi hia but me say enka enhyade hia mami se manya wedding na metimi ne me yere atena se me ye wedding so a metimi ne me yere atena se manya engagement bebre ni nkrofo beba ho no me ya metimi ne me yere atena nanso me yen so a metimi ne me yere atena eno no che se ehu nhyedan kan hia saa but abaye amamre kwanti ebi ma ye amamre ene amanne the abaye nya like a so anonti say na ebe benya dance for enti na ema no abansa. I hope say yem programming any other marriage programmer koso wo Ghana hanom ebe start atwe mabawa ne mbrante no adwene ema na ba besi mranche hye no ayewo ho because mama meka say makonem de awie aba na wakọ na say senka nipa dodo na ete emra ewo aware ho a they will be careful in marriage. Padodo na especially mba dodo na ete emra na se ne wo cap 127 ne wo customary ne wo Mohammedan ne wo empanatwe aware ye ti ase a enka we will be careful in going into marriage. Aware na be ye oda just what emra ewo ho ase.
That's a better that is what in Tina mommy question me bisa say what are the legal rights and obligations our rear a walk and a bit me yashwe so we person obubo bi kire me say can also say our no home ra ka ye koma ye behwe ni
yeah mommy em say ye oman ya ye wo mi ho ye demonize customary marriage too much. You're demonizing and say, oh, customary marriage, and yet, even over customary marriage, we are as I say, oh, ordinance. Oh, and Debiano, Jesus said, near Bruni, the buy, English for the and on a better, but Shembra, a woman. Ordinance marriage, and a 50-50, a 50-50. Awarena yebe wareno. Technically, I don't need your parents.
Awarena minu
I don't need your parent. You also don't need my parent. Technically. Menu bet me share on kwancha ni akọ municipal assembly. Ni akọ general ka say ye ware. Yempe adanse for ba komienu bi. Adanse for bet me aye wa danfo nia o ma me na papa or whatever. Na ye ba be gina hono. Ye hia nimpa bebre. What you say? And ye beware so a say etimi ati a say ye ware wi a ye tu free mama obi akwakotena dansoman dansoman dan na ye nya no bosome ye je 1005 and the 1005 for 750 bra na me so for 750 bra yes
ensi ye beche
nti sa ware no ye che pa in fact ye ware a mimi tua electricity bill no now so tia water bill. In fact, ya waria me was come to me to Indiana groceries ne atotoso dia ne yi ebefie won so utimi eto enti me turn this month I also utimi eto next month ya wo na ya hwe nkora metimi ahwe baako na won so wetimi ahwe baako o tine meka enu nti ya nhye de hia ya wofo o maame besra yen a ese wo yi ma sutire me so me maame besra yen a ese me so me yi wa sutire ye wo ho kwan se beka se ye mo bia emba mesra yen se ye duane esa ana ya ho kine beka se mo bia emba mesra yen ba cho o tine meka na se
meti ase na se nanka aware sa no wo ware a wa ware ebusia the be obi amba mesra
enu nti na meka kire say customary law you're demonizing it too much, even though customary marriage and the base of our marriage. Yeah, our baby no ordinance, but it is being supported by customary principles.
Okay.
It's being supported by customary principles. And I'd go to answer customary principles. Yeah, me and our papa create me to a bro banching, nay, not the ababa stammer, not the amount. Oh, mammy, create me bet someone chain. Oh, wow, Barno, so mammy, and the papa, most to me bet stomach a crack. The what I say. Oh, honoma, to me, a years can be Emma wow, mammy. So, mammy, birthday and then Valentine Day. Mammy, my tall chocolate be a bro, and our papa, my toss say, dear bro. Obano so to me, a ye baby, Emma, ne papa, and then mammy. O dia say ekoye ordinance de na me chiro ne da ho no ekoye ordinance de na ho ti wo diska ekomo ma me ese o ka kira me me so me diska ekomo me ma me anam papa ese me ka kira ye save account together ye wo joint account so wo dia say enti in ordinance no me mfawo enchira wo se me ba ba hwe wo me fa wo se ye nyina ye ba ba hwe ye ho enti me hwe ho so hwe me so dia say me fa wo say untimi enya be ma foforo bia enka ho onso fa me say me so me nya oba foforo bia enka me ho in fact ewom branimu but all that I'm trying to say is customary na ye demonizing no ya twetwe emu principles bebre a ye dey support ordinance no other than that ye raw ordinance aware bia ana aware dodo na wo Ghana hanum no ana Africa bibi mo wo de ma menkan ya Ghana entimi ngina da because embado dodo na o ware omo a sebi ta fata bia na djuma musika ana ne contribution enya wo enti say wo be ma no ana embado dodo na so minim de we ya musika eye unya ware omo wie ya no madjuma egu me ncha de nim I am yet to find a research or to do a research on that. When your bedrock says, yes, Mr. Oba ye, Juma, Madonna, ye, Jumana, oh, wire now, Manembra, Onya 1, 2, 3, the Jumanegu. And the bed in our started, Ababeda, Bemanso. In fact, under ordinance, ye were a whole quan say to me, I said, Yabe 1. Yabe 1, young 2. Enti memfa awa wo bia mbembe hamadwen ene ye wo ho kwan se oba no so wo ho kwan se obetimi aka se me hu sesei me wo 5 years later
ene na apostle eno no ye bedi hu komo ansa ya kwa ware mu ana ya ware ni na sa mra na eba
in fact ye wo ade thank you for the prenuptial discussion say nka sa no me nyina no most of the time nka during counseling ana say afutuo ye de mama ansama kwa aware mu no esenke etimi discuss ade ba kwa metimi aka se empanimfo ene yempanimfo meka yebusuafo ne yempanimfo ene asofo no omaboa ma aware ejina ewo man mu pa but say dem say edum pemprenso bia eye amene omo yes because see eye asofo ene mutimi combining how to bring customary principles into ordinance. I ask for no mutimi yesa because ye two for afutu ye two na biblical point and biblical marriage so ye customary. Biblical marriage be a customary. And the way I see I can say o warrior shall yere hwe ne busia o ware kwa busia mu o wa all principles na dey ma no eye proper customary even though your engagement ni wiye okọ court ko sign we gu customary dey no court dey no pe na gina but principles na dey eye customary dey and so baby enti assembly si na sofo bi bem ana assembly si na dey call ebusia pani bi ni ma hwe dey o mu si tuyefo omu tuyefo with ordinance omu tuyefo with customary principles or your ba so nya butrema no we so ye bema no aba beye uti aba beye oba ni ti ordinance bema ye oba ni ti ya me kan what ase ordinance we are all equal utia na metia we are all equal oba no timi ka say I'm going out to go and visit my friends only one waka just say don't go Debbie utimi nche ne so sa Sani we ka wati ase sa so na bema no so obetimi aka say I'm also going to visit my friends won't be chance so sir but freedom because obi are one equal right okay customary dia oba o dress say near wa Valentine Day our dress say o wan fe won na ka me no na ti na we ye wie payi na o ka chem say sweetheart menyumba me ko sa madam for magaza o kwa hin awon fe nyina o de kwan oba betafie ne yandwen ho da bi be ma no wo ho kwan say o ka tell say you know menko baby in fact oba no so timi wo ho kwan say o ka tell nikunu you know under the customary but sometimes ndi I mean we pay so ti say enti e say timi ati ase say emra na enke wo ebia ho no sanke ye follow sa amra na and come on, to be honest, and can ordinance the end can yet.
Ordinance
and come one man in Bebri.
Say me who ye na see moon some by ordinance say illegal.
Ordinance illegal. Customer is illegal.
Say no say boy my.
Let me say you share your sit no your setup ma your wa ha no ma. And madu do saying and obetimi akwaware on beka say ye che bibia 50-50 edu say enka endi mwa emade dodo na emema dodo na ye da so aye in fact emema dodo kra bodi enka bedi abo aye enka ordinance mo bodi enka di bo ambema because yaware ordinance but I practice customary principle yaware ordinance but me show ehwe obi bia ehwe ma me bi kra eka webusia Pajoti ase my baby my order your activities are my obligation. I pay for your activities. And you remember now what TV when watch TV the whole day I mean make electricity bill. Me pro me pay. Remember na eduania ye groceries e koto and we just wa mana say ya. Mesa so atofo from because ye me responsibility. But ye buy na kan ye we just ho no ma say na me ka just corner koto and can go back no my so just enti obehu say can ye go deep and deep of the cap 127 na ka obehu say can ba ne bebre omo be kire omo ena enya so say ye ka say midin kan say enya say ka say customary be man betimi aware foforo enti because of that enti enye so ma me what ase tie ya ka de efe na aware aho se be ma de no ho akwa bata oba foforo ho ana oba ho na nia ya ordinance a be ma no efe chire atwempra na technically wa ware craft foforo so ewo echi a wonim weni na ba ho so a obetimi akwa court na bigamy you know ba weni ba ho so na wonim a be ma no play ni role ye ana oba no so play ni role ye pa obi ehu but technically wa ware foforo aka ho okay and ye wo emema ni biom nso aho ana ye wo emema ni mba ni biom nso a oko into ordinance a onfo bia enka no be ma otisa no sa pepepe oware customary nso a onfo bia enka no ame on say last program so make say empena twen ne boy din pa sa won ti asia empena twen ne boy din empena twen e boy din and the fact say customary marriage ewo honom no eno no enkyere say bema ensan konko ware obi nka no ho even though akwenya wo ho say bema betimi aware ebi aka oba no ho but enye customary fo nyina ena yes so the make no that enye customary fo nyina ena eba no even cohabitation de anumpa a ye wo bi a ono ote osanso wo mpra be 6 bi kra aka eno so enti eye subia ye beti asie yi a in fact first of all ye timete onyankopon etirimupo a oboma aware a ye be hu se oba baako bema baako is enough mami ye de ko edemu agudia ahia mami mi bi so ahia
se bema mo eche mu power
and I say
etime ko ni bebre
ahia obewu ntem mami me yen kan fa nkyere tiefo obewu ntem
se bia wona wuni ahoden sa
o de see me yen kan asem no de on tinechire no njaje yen ba o de me yen kan asem say ya say obi ni ahoden a me yen kan asem why but nye tie ne say ahia say o tia say ahia there are sometimes be ma you see because of the youthful exuberance you feel say you want to be invincible we get we no we it will get to a time I'm telling you your package one put the brown power only and what problem and I'm just trying to let men understand, men and women understand them oba baako bema baako it is enough so we susu say oyere or pick some shape bia I say any of buano remember we feel say we kunu so pick some shape bia buano also buano say odidi late and am na fu kase wo so mpefu kase a make sure so be na dia ntem make sure so and also better so make sure so be prepare na dia ni your be no di more of a lighter food you know than say you know enumere 7 na one man kutu say bam odi decide say sweetheart and every day morning and every day evening I want us to go for jogging. You see, help yourself and make the marriage work.
Help yourself and make the marriage work. Let me be say family law no any customary law and I can family law nature say and what spouses no they now be deriving from the family law and then what and we free family law.
Okay, so you see most family laws are in yenye bibrima yawanmi eba ye the custom the customary law most family laws in fact o kasa obi so be kasa na abrochen so family law you see abrofo so omo tradition so but you see yes almost traditions almost omo customs and say oh share the proper structure of abrofonso awaria oho obewu say awaria bi omo so awari enguye but omo so awaria bi omo ware no tra proper ordinance no no so face challenges ye won crofo ma ware I mean 40 years 50 years abrofo community they are following a certain tradition in the home ebia na oba no kra no enye 50-50 provider to say be ma no it almost so tradition. It is your family law. It goes back to what the custom provides. And ubenya Ashanti family law, ubenya the Gans family law, ubenya the Ewes family law, ubenya the Fantis family law. Pem family law, ubenya enzema ni nyina no family law no etimi kra eborem eko deeper than the normal surface of the law family law kra na etimi boa me yehu yete inheritance impo assets say aware ye kware aware oban side omoye matrilineal
okay
beman and Beman or Barney side, we are patrilineal. And maybe Beman or Mikowari or Bow, we are then men in the wood by nkwaraa no edi ade ewo meme ho oh ena anase se oba no so ye matrilineal which means that be man wo kokoware a omba ekọ oba no and we no nyina no a strategy. Gone were the days. Most people were using it as a strategy to build their families. Family baby yase shit. I don't know family baby mobile bedu, but me share me family aho baby bedu me do me wafanum levels. Me do me wafanum nya fi hope me do me nuanom level. Because me nuanom aba be the highest. So say me wafanum na ye highest to me now. So me wafanum fi wa na me nuanom. Enti no say me family ase share. Ase she say ye de emma ye matrilineals. Ye de ma na chichire ebusia. Sampacho nyameka de ena emma na ewo ye family ye wo mema more emma. Enti se unya oba baako ewo honom a ese se wo force ya na oba na otimi wo be 20
emma so bebre.
Yes, odo so wo emma bebre. Ena na say ye nuane ne ye last na ye no untimi encourage oba bia say owo 15. And those time now what say oh mami bi owo 15 owo you know and yes na your bope o awo din but mo family no ase ehye and they say ono na ye nam no so na ye di bie family ni mu yie say emma na ewom no eda so aisa yetimi akon hyehyɛ say mema bi obeware bia yenko family mu a omo so ye patrilineal. Okay. Enti metimi aba beware aigbeni eba. Metimi akwaware not na eni ba. Na me wo a no ma ba. Na ma me so my family no. Atre. Enti na ye strategy. Say kra no that's why but na ma for na ya bananse no ye hia wo nkwanchan ye hia wo disco ye hia wo trotro mu ye hia wo cycle ye hia wo baby e hia bia timi ware enti ema ya adwene kura enkoso say me family inheritance mase hia na what kind of man do I want? I'll bet me a say that is this. And yet the man at Chichirebusia, but the told the business said a man no ain't me and produce more a strategy. And all these things will have to come through the knowledge of the family law.
All these things when who sign him dear.
What was I what was I in Gena? Who said was it share because mammy my cancer you are meti hanum say me wo fase oba awenyi baako me wo mbema ne bebre o ti ase enti me wo fase oba mintimi enforce ne say ese se wo se ebusia no ase ehie onti ese wo be 18 mame wo fagu ebusia da bi mintimi enforce ne sa enti nya me kan say me wo fase for mbema no ye pese ye bushien mu tra maka se unya agbeni ba unya not na ba nso a ono nso eye ware no ono nso embo na ye family ni mo entre but embrante we sa me wo fa se ebia no mu ntie me ebia no ono awo the girlfriend bi grada dada
or the choice
and who you wine and then bring no about catcher na but wafa ma menje me ho na also coffee it was it will get to a time mami I'm telling you it will get to a time my ho 10 years 15 years 20 years say Christo Maya ho family bebre o ma se
because of this patrilineal
yes family bebre o ma se mami onim say family si bi so ho no ma omomamba they are not even getting married. So nimza omo mo ye patrilineals no and many bebre they are not getting married
pen or moon pan as
no say aware ho so aba ba edin say e mema no so eni ete
say
oh mema no eni ete say e ka no doso
so be umbrella list na dey brand no so super na wetimi so
yo ma me kasa ti aso mema ni ete bebre yo say oba bi betimi aye too sweet o worry na no asesa
oh okay
oh ti aso and mama me can't match and remember we need peace oh and not just our worry oh and man now will prove or say they will come into the life of a man to become peaceful to the man. They are getting married.
Yes.
And man now will say massa okay one make sure say we are in the 21st century. Mecca 10 they are
where they are.
They are where they are. Oh that because man needs peace. Oh yeah, then we need peace. We need to come into a peaceful home, not into a home of war. We need peace. But we need peace. Peace means just a man so men. We need a woman to bring us peace. Oba ufi kromba obe so mu kakra. Sweetheart is saying, oh, that's why I disturb. What bra? Listen. Go and learn, women, go and learn everything about peace and stop everything about beauty.
Women see a pebble on baby science and net to say you
baby. But however it is,
Obanach a shifty
ma bema peace and let the man give you love. That is near here. And a mad dona urban and say, Monfa me casamo and chemi. A trendy studies are ye who and bad dona omoba nansen one ye timi approve say nay ye sikanti and a dona call into our ear.
Sikanti
whether obenya obema ho anaso no abenya sikanti enti wohwe ma and bad dona omwankasa eyo madwuma na omo wo sika no owo sika bebre they don't need in quote they don't need man. Because oma awarie ejina sikaso wama awarie enjina the union of God for mankind. There is a purpose of God for you. Eya awarie pe ne betimi prepare mo wetimi achieve this purpose no. I'm telling you this. Awarie is not sex and children making pay. There is a purpose for you. God can regulate your anger, your cheat, your unforgiveness through marriage. To be a man, forgiving. Bema can't man, Bema you are there. Open channel that. But and now warrior sunti, you learn how to forgive because Bema on one anything, on one for the rest of your life. Into why I didn't think benifa banwa okay, Omaka, you media chow. You see, you are learning something. And yes, I would channel. You can say you are building yourself for something better. Before you realize, and I'm orienting. Oba Beye, a CEO of a big company because wait to me, I'm master your emotional, capacity.
Wow. Our animal to Ejumedi and when you go social for my chef for Love Edition, Valentine's Day Love Edition. Ye can our real GDA and Mra a woman and Nikunte boy into social media handles Live GH. Facebook, Live GH, TikTok, Live GH, and YouTube. Cause social, so share. Na yenti wajinchire. Now so for no person bisa say our real wenchi ana legal issues ba. Na wa wo gidie. Ewo our real faith ba. Na wo kana incident that because of the law no. I say we say customary law there say na kind of busia behwe ama ya CC na ba ordinance na ya na ni CC edi yes yen court ni nko CC na migidie ekere me se me kasa ana ye CC wo fia ebeyi sa conflict no arise a saying na ye approach no
aware bia ne ho hyehyeye ana ne ho emra ena kire the way a aware ne beka bom yebesiesi ana yebetim mamensa so emra nya for na mekeka no I start with impnaware cohabitation there.
When you know what there's one in it's not on any
Master Yenya able to be free.
Emra, a show.
Yes, Yenya to be ye say ban say yes separate here. Bema to be 250 or bat me 250. Yes, alcohol. But there's a Oshawumba. There's a Oshawumba. And near cohabitation there no. There's a Oshawumba. And a Mohammedans for the so or more near a Kawari any boom and near a separating. In fact, I can say even to some authority say Mohammedans from Omodan Jawari.
Debut.
Yes. Now let's come back to the customary grounds and Kayan Jawari.
Customer protection be wo.
Ya Jawari. And near Chese or Neyirimpo na say no wafuno and after a babirwa na beman no sex drive was runti wakɔ foforo akanwa onja dada no. In fact foforo no boa dada no mpoma na ware sa na ntiase na tie
ewo customary.
Yes oba pani no meka se wa ba bejimi kunu okase o ba be boa me mama ware
do na atisa.
In fact sa na nsenka ntiase na but ye ni sa ntiase na wo emra ne fapim munti yakase oba we aba bejimi kunu sa wa bejimi kunu no ye kan wo ordinance because ordinance there baako to baako je no oba foforo eba na be ma foforo ba ho a because wa beji me yire ana wa beji me kunu eno mu ordinance mu no ene ye tai ekokan wo court but what you say ordinance mu no ye tai ekokan wo court but say eye customary ye kan ofie eye Mohammedan for there na omoka ewo omo honom eye empna warrior eno so kra no is a variance under the customary nti ono so kra omo eka ewo fie ya obetumi ahia be ma bia you know ono etna ase no ono cohabiti ya ma wo 3 wentimi aware ne ntimi amba so he went forward okoye normal kwa akoyeye ama no otimi sanso back because even though waware ukuta yemba otimi hwa akora no otimi kura bro compensation bi say what you say even though no maybe ntimi of course it means so ye ma oba no so enti say ye kan ye copy court nkwan dia and ye kan no say ye kwa kokoti ordinance enti ye the ordinance dia no and ye the be check it bibia honestly you were comparing it with faith you were comparing it with faith yes two things because faith is rooted in spiritual understanding or spiritual foundation. And law doesn't have to do with anything called faith. Law is law.
They don't have
faith. You know, faith. All your evidence must be physical.
Proven.
So faith, though it's an evidence, it has some element of evidence, but it's an evidence of things that we cannot see. And in the logical reasoning of men, we don't have anything of evidence that we cannot see. Every evidence must be seen. And you for faith and call a ordinance. But to you or to the couples in person, they can still exercise their faith. Our review man egu and I say more court our munguno. Bakon shada ampe. Either say obane empe and I say bema no empe. But bakon say opeso fi aware anymore. Enti bakon de amememfe. And or the back cause or moko guaware no. Nia ompe no. Obetumi agina ne gidie so. Ede aye gidie ho enjuma. Ede a convince oba no. And aware dodo nso a akọ court. Say epese egu no. Most judges in their wisdom omwetimi aka say asem we mu yimra fie na momra mesolve. In the course of asem na ye solve fie na oba no kra asanyem.
Oh, and it's in the true.
Must solve ye. Oh, say mama na me ka say ye bete ye ho ase. Na yate institution erade eboma ye na efre no aware union erade boma ye efre na ye bete ye ho ase first. Yate sa union ase a. Mama me say aware guo bia ni ho. Because tie erade de me ba wo wabra bom say all your weaknesses, let me come and perfect it. And all my weaknesses, come and perfect it. Enti wamfa wo amba mabra bom say brane be nu aduane ma me. Brane be simi noma. Me ware na me yede na me didi. Me didi all right. Me ware me yede na me simi noma. If I me ware okra na me dem kra fe chen embra me ware wa wala betre me dem. Wo be betre okra na me ba na we yi we ya toto o ti ase. Me ware o no na me use white chairs. Me ware wa na me san ye ne brown chairs. Because me ni mo ho she. So just say enti yetimiti sadi asia. I am telling you say any man who comes into your life, last me can program in so say mama say what asia say me yo nyankopon ba by my acceptance in Christ me the way call Christian marriage me kakra mama say what asia say me yo nyankopon ba na me so me tia say we yo nyankopon ba I will not abuse you. You also not abuse me because nya wo de be ye me bia what they hear against my father me papa also be tia oka and yes yes and me so nya me ye obia so me ye against your father who is also my father me so be tia me ka and no say sometimes o tete wo yere o ma wo yere kresu a o bom pa ye kra na ewrade si ontie because eye ne ba e na wo tete no e na o pesa o bom pa na otie da bi ontie say all that enti so yetimiti ase from this angle. I'm telling you, when you find a man, you adore the man. When you find a woman, oh, you will glorify the woman. You will glorify the woman because you've been able to tell yourself that God has given you somebody who is coming to help you to perfect all your weaknesses. Much the same way the man to perfect the weaknesses of the woman. Says I no honoma, mami. That na yedi assemble court. Court cry kwa omo kanden because you are my perfection and I am your perfection. Inti abanse na yentimi ehu saade na me koto me perfection actually abonten say court me perfection take it away. Mon come asem bi mamna take my perfection away. No. And mostly aware a egu no dodo na omo sanso egware biem. It doesn't become well with them. You go away. Na masa aware a mostly.
Yana me my dream say ye de share kanene die no. Share and you correct a mistake.
Any weakness that you couldn't overcome. When you go into your second marriage, you can't overcome it. And the first one, na obey my pa na otofa nchen pa and our wife a chill and our wife into me until as say she is there to perfect your weakness and no jai I was obey jammy and we jai and our kwakwa wife for I mean so we jai so be 12 and chain so they say if it was an issue of anger and a man would jai okoko wife for anger no the unfortunate thing say in our society or in the world, a member that say a map, only some few societies, and a mano, since you are a man who Oko India, a Obana Wari Bema. It's of South Africa, a one who can say, Obansu Timi, a Waribi, a canoe. Oh, you were other tribes, yeah, but in general, a member and a say a map, and most of the time, a man omujai aware no ho. Ayana be me bia embaya. What are you supposed to do? Obetna sa. And omotai ejai aware no. Hwema me the possibilities of besanso enya aware slim. Very slim. Because wakomuda onko muda enti oya me girlfriend abawia we nso ya me girlfriend ya me pesa me drive no say what say na me pesa me koma why no pesa me choose no foforo no me choose foforo no because foforo no na adwene mu fa ba wo na wa komuda no say nyo how bi na ema wo free ma na wo de property any atemdidie any na wo di free ma me the same thing na wo de be me. Most of the ladies who have gone out of marriage, they end up staying alone for long time. Some of them, they even become a regret.
They become regret. Yenim law, so ignorance of the law is no excuse. When imra na one to the me can say tree. Ignorance of the law is no excuse. Na wunim ana na wunim
obetche say na wunim mra no eno enye excuse say mra no wo ho.
Nti bibia nim say wunim na mra no still be fa. Cohabitation wuki.
Yes.
Wunim mra no mu. Na ye wo say mra no because me fan san ko hu na busia. E betimi atena keke. Na bia ebufu aba mato mensa. Mra no ni ubedi. Matias. Na mi bisa say spiritual aspect no say me gidie me faith ene me spirituality aba e betimi a cancel marriage a say aware egu aware menteme ho asiwo and say counselors betimi a counter.
Yes,
that the sense say bia nipa mienu no omwesi nkete say aware gya na ombegya. It sense say obi ani ho te ne ho ase. Metimi ho ase bia bem counselors mu wetimi amade ne jai
mami
na ombetimi aso aware na so mana nipa mienu benu netimi atena.
In fact mami nkasa ho counselors asofo ebusiafo omo aboa ma aware dodo na nkasa ejina achen even ya court mpo aye. Yes, court bi aboa ma aware bi ejina but nyame pese me kire ne say awari ankasa ne fapem spiritual. Spiritual eka ho. You know, psychological, emotional eka. But spiritual enso ye ne nine baako eka ho. Enti yetimi take the spiritual pillar of marriage eboa emane avert divorce and I say abuse. Ebi na medi nkan ekan say metiasia say my purpose in life, you coming in, you are the one to come and help me to achieve my purpose in life. Hey, spiritual, there's nothing emotional about this. Hey, spiritual, I will treat you well. But what you say, so also what tiasia say hey, your purpose in life ebia na urade ebe ma wa wo abrempon bi ebe fi webusuan mu and sa abrempon no and na meme so se me wo akora na mehwe akora no me siesie no mehwe wo yie enu ti na urade de obre me adan that nke urade enka wa wo choice enka obetimi kura kofa sam an roba bi ono wo wie kura na obetimi kofa ritualist bi ono wo wie kura no bekuna aka ho say odia enti spiritual advice, which most of the time it is given by counselors or pastors. In fact, the reason I'm saying counselors, or I should have said counselors and or pastors. Most pastors are now counselors. You were a minimum so I'm counseling, a your profession, a your raw professional or kokusia psychology need those say dear counselor. But what you are saying. And I say it also with more authority. Say these days most pastors are expanding their knowledge into counselors. And your pastors, you were sorry elders, you were sorry deacons, you were sorry impeniophobia. Erade momo counseling adom into a bit more aqua school. Like let me say so. Wa better no. Listen. Omujina spiritual principles and as a biblical principles. Edi two for Miss Ivy, etimi e save aware. Aware bebre ohonoma etimi e save. Enam Bible ya. And you know sometimes I am a catch and Crawford so Bible is fake, Bible is here. But you Bible the Bible is saving nations. The Bible is saving families, it's saving marriages, it's saving lives. I know they young count by it mika near leadership bonnie be about yenti na ya Bible na bam. Ni na ye nim de. Among for who kwan so mutimi e kire o ma dwen e won your mobile bia but all I'm saying is spirituality, the more you become more spiritual, the more your marriage becomes better. Because you will see your wife as somebody who has weakness. You need to help her. Your wife will see you as somebody who has weakness and she has to help you. Mean you know me weakness so. My main kasai last one. Minimum be or more ejaya because of toothpaste.
Ade bakum yana fi.
Bakum ye fin. And about also me a fee tro. Or my kind ye.
Apostle ne fi finish for the second shed down here. Na me ye madwin say bia emiani bebre.
Oh, David. Is the emotional intelligence there and a self control and you're good serious and you're not going to open me about self control. Yeah. Okuru what me you bufu about kwa fina we me me say what me the case.
Any apostle and what told them something they need in things.
Eh they are told there.
Any members of sense obeja worry.
Me say sad dia kete no etimi. The use of T-roll etimi din tokwa eba our not able to flush a loo or flush a toilet or something like that. It made the misunderstanding. Ye dawon paswa ye sorry say yen lay bed it made the empaba. It made the sorry, it made the entoka eba. Sebiota fracture inflammagie. It me credit eba. But these are basic things are. Exactly a faso. Nank ye de esiesie be ma na de siesie oba. In fact, eduane a oba entimi enim noa ana ontimi noa ne yie eno create me de entokwa eba misunderstanding. Yet me say ade ade divorce ba no ya de ba ko. All these irrelevant things. Ye keka kaboma na fe na be mountain. Onya kase ompe obiema. No be sense identity a ontimi nka. Eyen sabe bebre.
Yeah, dear. And see, me apostle me be say divorce and answer were jai. Was say it me jai our way and now say a necessary evil and a necessary say ye be jai. Bible see me chaware and need the Bible no waka. I hate divorce.
Yeah.
Na me buy a sitting our for the so especially even their churches beka it's an say be ube dwaman na uba abandonment like akola yenhwe no ebi say be a rape ne nema condition e wo ho na say band boy sorry bad singer we wakoye bibi say ye intentional say ye ne person ye ne pe say ne asori esi ehwe ana e treat sanipa no so you be na oye say ya yesi jai en bobium ye be hye omra uye obi a otie ni ma yesi kwetena echire in fact backbenchers san ne mahina ye de obekwa kwetena the sense a ware jai ekura no they will look down upon you san ne mai what can enimdie asofo for so de bi omukọ enimdie school ade na sa ade ne de ye ntimi nsum se eye nyame ba se ye ne pe no de ye se ye ne pe ne the more o ka ba ne ho no wo ka ko nipa no ho no nipa ne hu say yes me wo gide wo papa mu say even me boni mpo but often than not ye dissociate ye hu ma nipa ne o think say we dey ya po me ya paw me
yeah
ana ma ye boni bia ebi nsi da asofofo ne pacho dem moa na mo hwe sa side ho na ma yen
mami same way a very controversial area. I'd go to a controversial area and say it's based on doctrine. And your doctrine be answered and you're right. And your doctrine doesn't form your theology. Your theology and I inform your doctrine. And it's some theology be my one tiasia would be develop a doctrine. Would he develop a doctrine? Waha as a formano. Okay. And as I'm making, meaning say it can become an area. Your time way for this subject is because if I mean to me address it, I mean, the American say you are soft for in sorry, a way of addressing marital issues. As long as it is not the law. Anything that has got to do with the law coming in, we will leave it with the law. And nowadays, most churches are taking their hands off from divorces. And because they are taking their hands off from divorces now, they want to tell you, say, blessing of marriage is not compulsory. Opa for our warrior brand, open so November. But sorry, they be our influence. You know, our members so. Sorry, what influence? A influencer, a authority. Yedi SCSC sorry mano. Because within sorry, say why is that a certain reasonable authority be flat gate. Ama ensemu who bia erim. Kind of say sorry so yedi sakra nimpa esune ne ban. Ama nimpa no etimi fulfill the purpose of God for his life. And he said some authority be omna say entimia ezetia. Emma we cry or on general man yanoshe and he say enunti na ma sorry be beka say yabono assign.
Okay.
Omo doctrine. And that's why we beka say abona sorry be beka cho say boni na nimpa no koye no obechi no aben no. Na wetimi SCSC nimpa no more because that is the weakness of that part of that person. To be SCSC no more nimpa no onsan kwenkwen biem. Ye won krofo bi omuso omaso adi. Ye wo there was a friend of mine who called me a particular guy be abana sorry more na kasa ontie dati me bela me kasa let me say what there say about wetin dey near young girls no so wetin dey boy ta no abo ta enti you know omo mutimi say mboni say yo say enye be yo you know a friend me dey nkonko kasa you know I went there and I told the boy about soul tying. You know, when the boy understood soul tying, okay, listen, the consequences of soul tying. And so they say, and Nina Eban said, I saw one in Shishaye, and based on the doctrines, and the doctrines are linking to the theology. And yet, your theology, you know, correct. Sometimes your theology, as you go forward, you go back to correct it, and you go back to get insight into that theology. And theology, it means osesa or doctrine. What do you say? And so do na omoye na ya ni abawa sa na akwatene chire na ya pamo ni may sure say as time goes on, theology ne besesa, doctrine is besesa because ni aye di nechi Kristo ni aye ne ebom eye ade baako onim krofa na oni omonam pa ashawofo tax collectors adebonyefo na oni omonam enti emamo brande no kra say papa we sure say oye prophet we sure say oye Nyankopon ba because krofa na oni omonam nyina you know enti I will just rest it there because that part is a topic it goes beyond marital issue. It is more of theology. It is more of doctrines. And Valentine Day. You know, your donkwan.
The mommy for our for responsibility for apart from a more private life towards the community and
Mama am say last member or program so be a program we mun follow etie for am share mun follow na mun kon share most of the session aya na many Miss Ivy yewo aware anamontuo please because and some be ma me kan wa hanoma ayesa me dey toa the previous ones ame okaya me say last me ka say aware bi eni hon ma private aware bi eni ye Ghana die ma ye kan uyi also the way my church ordinance die no no enumpo still enye private aware bi eni where ye private private o warrior o mame Ghana ha no wontimi nka sa wo be warrior o mame ensi wo fie omba ofie papa mba ofie enti mo amoye saade no mo amoye saade no munjai be ma ne maame e be fie a o se wanka nche yen be ma ne papa e be fie a o se wankra enti mo mma ne kwan o maame de o be fie a o mma ne kwan hwe fa ende Valentine Day so na fesesa wadwen ye pese e kan se ye ware a ma ware o maame ma ware o papa so wa ware me maame wa ware me nuanom wa ware me namfofo binom because asem bi si a madamfo bi e na obefre ne say wadamfo me na kasa adamfo bono ne dia say mutu ya fokura say yenja o machidi e beja o machidi but adamfo papa ne dia mo ware a ma ware o mo so aka ho me ware a ma ware wadamfo papa so aka ho so that say wadamfo papa bi obetumi abaka chem say nansen o yire nansen say boy bi tata no uniama weni yede wadamfo no ye wadamfo papa I need her in part of the marriage nti ye anniversary bi ye naming ceremony bi ye bibi bi ye invite you omunyina nti aware a o beka say eye private ensure that private nti o ware a you still have responsibility to the society you still have responsibility to your church you still have responsibility to your family your parents to your loved ones to men kind of saying the extent of the society obi biara extend ko biara wa ware kra etimi eye obi fe obi a owo we area honom no eye ne fe in such a way say o man ka say in fact pa na me konkra nda ware but me hwe the way I miss IV na ware o ware na say the way I we pie no ni kunu na ode ne nan atu ni kunu so na one ni kunu na ma agro mu di ani chale me so na ware unim you have imparted somebody's mind wawari keke no ene woni ye woni okunu ye no be ma ne badi o chale what's up in fact mudi agro etimi mo bi hu say awari ebe do why imparting no so you are imparting the society and you can't say marriage is much more private. There are certain things that we will consider as private. Your bedroom matters, you know, certain things be you can say your person you keep on private. We can keep it private. But even as time goes on, we can bring it out to help people.
Okay, now me discussion about can be say our real de bia I was say you can say you come school and I say me fan say we be warrior e be too for foot near the we call counseling. Our real worry so I was say call post counseling and
mommy in fact eboa and name ma ye woman say yaba betiasie from centuries ago say awofo ewo ho no mo support aware a navofo ho no mo support aware asofo ho no mo support aware counselors ho no mo support aware a ene premarital counseling and postmarital counseling yeah you only obi na kan asem or say the only institution that your man certificate
answer we
real
and so apostle heading because we nim the eba
and our is not defined. It's not defined before you enter in. In fact, you enter in to go and define it. And unim untimi share all the time. So untimi share o ma me no papa our but a bit me influence. But influence so said the empire. Wow, your own. It will come out uniquely.
And copy obedient.
And copy obedient. And now one mistakes are most there used to be sometimes a mistake and so for be a normally or more hour and a twofold. There be there will be a as a way of as a passing comment to influence your discussion, but not to influence or more hour because Obana or Tihon were different from a wife. Bema is different from
husband
brother yes. Oh share peculiarity one more wife nowadays. And unim a certificate OJ answer well rim, but it requires a careful study. Bema ya oh papa no we bufu pa but a come dinner and away before. Bema ya okowari no so ono so owe bufuo but onis car and a bufuo ba. Those are two different things. And you have been used to your father, but you must learn how to be used to your husband. Them say, and no Nameka, I say, as much as it is, we go into it to learn and to make it work. Yeah.
We go into marriage to learn and make it work. Love edition, Valentine's Day, our Ariana Mutujumedi, and I'm soon 5, Miss Sampa Mede Brown. Apostle, since I mean, Cassa was you. So be fair.
That we get just I say abusum fie. That no back catch and the brama share yet, but say abusum fie.
So be fair say. Ordinary sembe to any man na omu pensem boom boom na ye hwehwe we chia. Me pa ocho himfa e na obi hu.
Ya de ya say ya sorry e wo Guy East Hospital kind so. If I be a ofi baby obedu atomic runabout down, you for down. Maybe ofi ba ofi circle ofi hacho area, ofi pokuasi area, obedu atomic runabout down. We need excess a walk at Sherman Estate, Fair Junction on your right. Fair Junction on your right. In fact, it is called Wonder Junction. It's a Wofa Trotra and now Wofa Uber. It is called Wonder Junction. And now I say the hospital road. The hospital road. Ofa Sakwanswa on that road, Oba wenim kakra ye be kwan ye signboard is Christian Integrity Family. A honum near war. Before obi bekes obeba honum because of marital counseling nipa no efrem answer because enye de bia na metatna sorry office eche nti so obi be frem ya 0202 441899 adom kakra de adom ya no ebetimi e de aye emwa na wonso ebia benefit o
one benefit. We shall form with our your social media handles. Make Mubium Live DH, Facebook Live DH, TikTok Live DH, YouTube Love Edition, Valentine's Day, Ariana Motu. Do me day, so for me sampa, aha, and emre, amaya quine. That's the net ebesatia. Moon caught Mumpia Munko Jumini, na odo a yede, macram.